You can find this Glacier service under Amazon Web Services storage and content delivery category. Here it is. So Glacier, you can see archiving storage in the cloud. So it's like you upload your storage in the cloud and you archive the storage in the cloud. See, um, if you're dealing with files like databases or web servers or the elastic block storage or Amazon S3 storage, we frequently use this data. But when it comes to backup services, we infrequently use the data. I mean about to say this archival part. So uploading is one part and archiving the uploads from AWS Glacier to your on-premises data center occurs in a rare cases where if you miss some data, you lost some data, then only you'll go for this archiving the data, right? So in the backend, what happens? Uh, People say that most of the why he is offering the services for very cheap. The thing is that uh, I too exactly don't know. He never documented in this any kind of uh, official documentations. People say that he uses some like I said, every resource Amazon guy will have. He'll calculate the resource lifespan. Whatever, not only Amazon guy, whatever the MNC companies, they'll calculate the resource lifespan for 3 years. After 3 years, what they'll do, they'll crash the hard disk and they'll recycle this compute part. So in this Glacier service, so he'll use the recycled compute part, not the hard disk part. He used the recycled compute part, and considering this scenarios, he is offering this service for us at cheap price when compared to other storages. And the data retrieval speed or latency is very low. I was talking about the retrieval, like pulling the data from cloud to our on-premises after uploading it. And uploading is fast and downloading the data is very slow. So there are some terminology words we have to learn when we going with this Glacier service. One is vault. What is vault? Have you ever heard about this vault? V-A-U-L-T. So vault is like a pipeline that connects between two storages on both ends of a container or a storage containers, and we call that pipeline as vault. So similarly, to upload our on-premises data centers storage from one of our storage file, common storage file, let us assume scenarios like you had a office and you had a server room and you are uploading all your office backups, whether it is desktop users or server users, to one of the single server, and you are maintaining some redundant on that on the hard disk on failure cases, and you're bothered about that location. What if that location gets crashed? In that cases, as I said, every office will maintain their DR sites, disaster recover sites. If something happens with that office, earthquakes or fire accidents, they'll recover the data from the DR location. So we can consider this AWS Glacier service as one of the DR sites for the offices where we store all the backups to that location. So what we have to do is we have to create a vault with Amazon Glacier, and you have to attach that vault to your backup server. Let me draw you this diagrammatical form how we'll do this. what I was talking, my first step is to create vault with Glacier. What is vault? It is a pipeline between two storages. So let us assume this is our office premises and this is what the AWS is. So first you have to create a vault. Vault is like a pipeline between you and your office where you can securely upload your data to this cloud. So how this data is stored in the cloud? It is stored in a containers and they call the terminology as containers. Containers. So this is like in detail diagram I'll show you. Consider this as Amazon Web Services Cloud, AWS Cloud, and the second thing as Glacier service among the AWS data center. So here you created a vault and you'll upload all your backup files into containers. This is one container, this is one container. Like that you can maintain multiple containers in each vault. And whatever the data you upload into container and you call it as archives. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the archives. So choose, open the AWS console, choose the region or open the AWS console, go for Glacier service and choose the region where you wanted to create this vault. Next create the vault and under the vault you can directly upload the object if you want. You can directly upload the archive. What is archive? Archive is nothing but, let us assume you have 100 files of MP3 and you wanted to upload this to cloud. What you do, you first zip these files, right? You'll compress these files into a single, or you encrypt these files into a single file and we call that files as archives. And you upload this archive file into this cloud. This can be uploaded directly to this vault or you can create a container and you can upload multiple archives to one of the containers. It's like so whatever the uploads you do, here it is. So whatever the uploads you do, you can do these uploads through two interfaces only. One is through web interface, I mean through this web console like browser or web application through this HTTPS. Web and HTTPS, it's not nothing like web HTTPS or HTTP, right? And you can through this CLI interface, or we can call it as REST APIs interface, application programming interface, where he is offering this CLI mode with two languages. One is through Java, other is through .NET. So in order to upload, let us assume my laptop has this backup server and I wanted to upload all my backup data files from this backup server to this AWS Glacier. So I can do it by two ways. One is through Java, second is through .NET when it comes to REST APIs. When it comes to HTTPS, I can do it through this AWS console, or I can do it through any one of the applications that will have the access on this AWS console. So before doing this, we need some sort of authentication, right? So we have to create a user and we have to provide all permissions to that user for uploading the files or deleting the files, creating the archives, deleting the archives, creating the container, deleting the container, and everything. So in this scenario, let us assume we had a user, we'll go with our root user account. See, for every account we create with Amazon Web Services, until now what you did, you created an account and you are accessing that account through one of the password. Am I right? You kept the text password in your mind and you are trying to access this Amazon Web Console by entering your email ID or username, we call it as, and entering the text password that what you kept in your mind on the screen, and you're authenticating into this Amazon Web Services. Apart from this kind of scenario, Amazon guy has another scenario in order to log in to his services, in order to authenticate to his services and to perform some actions above them. And he is calling it as access key and secret key. So after creating a user or while creating a user, we have to download the credentials file. So it contains two keys. Those keys are some 32 to 64-bit digits in random numerical or alphabetical forms. You have to remember the keys for doing these actions, any services. So it's not like when you are going with some developer application or code, there you cannot write on that code username and password in a texted format, right? For that, what you will do, scenarios ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, if web servers want to communicate with this Glacier service or some backup server wants to communicate this Glacier service through Java or .NET programming language, on the programming language, on the programming script, you cannot write username so and so, password is so and so. Then what you will do, you'll store these keys, access key and secrets key, in one of the text files, and you hide the text file, and you'll tell that programming language, where the text file access key is located and where the secret key is located. And you'll give the permissions such a way that only the application will read that and will write that and whatever it is. Some other standard users cannot do any action with that files. Even they cannot read that files, they don't know. Like that permissions you have to create when it goes to the development stage, when you're dealing with when developers are dealing with this Glacier service. So here in our scenario, let me tell you, so what I did to explain you very clearly, I opened all the FAQs in each tab. So what is Amazon Glacier? It is used for storing the data with Amazon Web Services backup data. So there we create archives. Under the archives, as I said, we store the data. So first we have to create a vaults. with Amazon Web Services, and you have to create your archives on your PC, and you have to upload these archives to these walls. అంటే archives అంటే .zip .format compressed files, and you have to upload this to these vault containers. Uploading this can be possible through GUI mode and the CLI mode. Through GUI, use web console, I mean to say HTTPS. Through CLI, we can do these uploads through Java and .NET programming languages. So when you basically search for this AWS Glacier service documentation, you'll get a direct documentation saying that developers guide. You cannot find their user guide. See, under this documentation services, aws.amazon.com/documentation portal, when you go for Glacier, there you'll find directly developers guide. So in order to let me tell you one point, please note on this point. So in order to perform any actions with Amazon Web Services Cloud, AWS Cloud, from your PC, first your PC should understand what are all the services that are available with Amazon Web Services. For that, you have to install your software in your PC, and we call that software as Amazon SDK, Software Development Kit. So in order to communicate this Amazon Web Services through the CLI mode or REST APIs mode, Amazon SDK is mandatory, and it should be installed from that computer from which you wanted to come, from where you wanted to communicate with AWS. Okay. So any doubts from this theory part what I've discussed till now?
No.
Yes, Navin. No doubts.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Bhavin, Kishore, Arun?
No,
It's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. You, Ravi?
it's clear, Captain.
Okay. So what is the pricing? What pricing he is costing with this service? So let me tell you. This service is restricted to regions. You can create the storage service with one of the region, choosing on all the available regions, and for every region the price is varying. So let us take here an example of our Mumbai data center. For that, there he is charging $0.01 per GB to maintain our data in his Glacier service. And also he is charging for every request. I mean, if you want to upload the data you created, okay, for storing the data he is charging $0.01 there. So every time you store the data, you want to raise a request, right? I want to store the data. For every that request, for every query, for every request, whatever it is, upload or download. Here in his terminology, you can call upload or retrieval request. He's charging 0.06 per every 1,000 requests. So Do you remember I said whatever the data you transfer with Amazon Web Services, I mean whatever the data you upload with Amazon Web Services for uploading the data from your end to Amazon Web Service or from the Amazon Web Services end, we can call it as download data, sorry, upload data. So whatever the intake that is Amazon Web Services data is taking, he'll charge nothing for that. Only for downloading from himself to us, for that he'll charge it. See here you can see data transfer into to Glacier Master. I mean here uploading the data, all data transfer into Glacier. In means uploading to Glacier. For that he is charging nothing. For out he is charging 0.086 per GB. For first 1 GB again the different price is varying. See this data transfer is on his other services of another data centers, other regions. When he's dealing with, if you're transferring the data from Amazon EC2 on that same region, ఆ region లో ఉన్న EC2 instance లో ఉంది. From that instance you wanted to push the data to this Glacier, for that he'll charge no cost. Or if you wanted to push from the instance that is from another region, let us assume you created this Glacier service at Singapore region and you had one of the EC2 instance in Ireland. On that instance you had some data and you wanted to upload the data from EC2 instance from the Ireland to the Singapore region's Glacier service. For that he is charging this price. Or anything from the internet outside of this Amazon Web Services data centers, from my home, my office, your home, your office, anywhere from the internet. For that the price is this: for the first 1 GB per month, for the first till first 10 TB. So depending upon the size variation, his price is decreasing and varying. This is about his pricing. So he's charging for that storing the data there. He's charging for every request we make, put or get, and he's charging for getting the data depending upon the size of the data. So next is, what are all the tools that are available? I said we can interface with Amazon Web Services through CLI and HTTPS and REST APIs. So what are all the HTTPS, and is there any tools that are in market for uploading this data? Yes, there are some free tools available in the market. I mean to say the free applications that are available in the market to uploading this data. One of the best application is Fast Glacier. With Fast Glacier, you can easily upload virtual and number of files to Amazon Glacier. So what here, let me show you. Let us download this Glacier software and download it, and we'll make this scenario. So first we'll create a vault with one of the region with Amazon Web Services. Glacier, I was in Singapore region. Let me open up this Glacier service. Let me choose where I wanted to create Singapore. So right, I was in Singapore. Glacier is not available in Singapore region. Please select another region. Okay, the service right away he's not offering with the Singapore region. Maybe in future we expect this, and we'll go for Mumbai region. or we can go for this Ireland. See, under this he's saying mainly 3 points. One is create vaults, upload the data, set data retrieval policies. I mean, when you wanted to download the data, if you wanted to download the data, so there are some policies for downloading the data, I'll tell you. And is there any notifications has to be triggered while you are uploading the data, you're creating the data through this Amazon simple notification service. We'll see and we'll talk about this. So first, let us first create these vaults. Get started. So in which region you wanted to create this vault? Is it through Ireland and the specific region? It's Ireland. So name that vault. Let us name it as AWS test case. Okay. Next, do you want to trigger any notifications for this glacier? Next, if you are going with yes, you can choose for enable notifications. And if you have already created any notification, if you have any running SNS notification topic, you can attach this service, these notifications to the topics. From the topic, the notifications will get triggered to you. So you might be confused. What is this SNS and notifications and everything? So from on tomorrow class, we'll talk about this SNS, and day after tomorrow class, we'll talk about this SES. As I said, SNS stands for notification service. It's like from notifying the clients, notifying the customers, small messages. Like you get the messages in one of your apps that were installed in your Android device on the notification bar. It's like today's sale on great discount, today's sale. Hurry up. Like that, a small message he'll pop up to multiple clients through this notification services. Or he'll send the messages to your inbox that can be possible via this SNS service. Or in your laptop, if you had some plugin installed on your browser, from that plugin, he can pull a notification on your laptop in the middle of the screen, darkening the back end of the screen, saying that today something, something, something. Maybe it's depending upon the market application or whatever it is. That is about the SNS, simple notification service. And there is another service to get notified, and we call that service as SES, simple email service. It emails us. It notifies us through emails. We'll talk about this in detail on the next coming classes, tomorrow and day after tomorrow classes. So just we'll go with do not enable notifications because we don't have any created topics under this SNS. I'll tell you tomorrow how to create a topics, what is topic. And also I skipped this notification services with even buckets, right? To do any changes, put get object on the last class while you're talking about S3. After creating the bucket, while creating the bucket, I skipped these notifications. Like it also bucket also enables the notification services. Like whenever we could delete a data, create a data, modify some data. So we'll talk first what is SNS and all the services on tomorrow class. How to create a topic, what is topic, so that you'll understand. So if you want to attach this vault to such a way that you wanted to notify if something actions happen with this vault, this is vault, delete or archive failure or new archive jobs starting and status of the archive whether it has happened successfully or it is failed. If you want to notify it, then you can enable this notification service. Right away we'll go with do not enable notification. Next. For these notifications also he'll charge you separately, and that pricing is completely with SNS. So it's a review part. So we are creating a vault with Amazon Web Services at Ireland region, and we are named it that vault as AWS test case. So submit. So he's creating a vault. Yes. This is what the web console of this AWS Glacier vaults. From here you can see if you had other vaults that will list out here. Right away I had only one vault, that is Amazon test case. So clicking on this vault, so on the details you can see it is created at EU Ireland, created date, and for this vault he has given a resource number. Amazon ARN stands for Amazon resource name. So it is a unique name that he will provide for your services, not for resources. See, physical, for EC2 he don't provide this ARN number. For EC2 he'll provide this unique ID. For VPC he'll provide this unique ID. Those are all when you are dealing with infrastructure, some devices. For storage he'll give you unique ID. When it comes to service, he wanted to serve, for that he'll provide you ARN, Amazon resource name. So here you can see inventory last update, status of this vault, when the recent backup has occurred, what the last update you can see from here, and the size of the vault. Right away it is 0. And is there any archives, uploads, and I mean to say any compressed files on this vault? No. From here you can see it. See, while creating the vault, if you missed out for enabling the notification, you can enable this notification services whenever you want, just by coming here, highlight this vault and go with this notification services, and you can just enable here, and you can add that SNS service ARN URL here, and for what kind of notifications you wanted to trigger. Here he has given you two options. One is archive retrieval job complete. If it is successfully completed, that backup, then it will pop up a message showing that, oh, your upload is successful. And vault inventory retrieval job complete. It's like uploading the data, he'll notify you, and downloading the data, he'll notify you. Archiving is something for downloading the data. Vault inventory retrieval job complete. From Vault side, he's retrieving the data from the customers. It means you're uploading the data from the customers to this AWS cloud. For these two scenarios, he'll notify. If you uncheck these boxes here, you find small boxes right here. For which one do you want to notify, one or two? It's up to you. So here comes the policy. So from here you can set, see, by default I was logged in through this root user. For the root user, you'll have all the permissions with Amazon Web Services, all the web services, all the services what he is offering. So let us assume you wanted to create one user and you wanted to restrict that user. I mean, you wanted to let us assume we have created a user and you wanted to call this backup jobs through programming language. So what we do, we'll restrict that particular user only for having the access on this Glacier service. So even though hacker hacks this details of this username and logins from this programming language, from the secret file, even though he log in by using that credentials, even though he log in into this AWS account, He'll perform no other actions apart from this dealing with this vault, because we restrict that user only to have access on this service. So here we'll create the permissions and policies. Add a permission. So what permission you wanted to add on user? So allow or deny. Allow. On whom? If you had a user, you can type the username. And what kind of actions? Delete archive. You can select multiple options by specifying or by just clicking shift here. Control. So after creating this policy, you have to log this policy so that, see, it's like you created a user and you given the full permissions on the user to do the actions on it. So the user do not delete the other users policies, right? For that, you have to restrict that user for that policy. That can be done by this vault lock policy. So let me show you in real-time scenarios what we'll do. So first let me download this software, Fast Glacier. Where can I download? Fast Glacier download. Okay, this is the official website. He's offering this application for free. Okay, download. Arun, Bhavin and Naveen, this is for you. So yesterday what happened, Ravi, Kishore, 4 members visited to our local institute and they had some doubts and they clarified the doubts on VPC, Virtual Private Cloud Service, sorry, on Route 53. So similarly, guys, you are from USA, right? You cannot come up here. See, for them, I clarified it on this whiteboard. So similarly, if you have any doubts with on the previous classes, ping me so that I'll take it personally or personal sessions on this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, Karthik.
So it is asking upon the account name and storage type, access key and secret key. So where can we get this access key and secret keys? From the AWS console, go to IAM's users. Okay, as I'm a root user, I can download my credentials from my account. This is my account information under my account. Mhm. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Naveen.
Yes. So I lost my internet connection. Current has gone, so I was connecting through this hotspot. So where are we? We are talking about this. Okay, secret key and access key, right? So under my account settings, sorry, on the security credentials. So here, continue to security credentials, access key ID and secret key ID, right? So this is what from here. This is what the root accounts. See, we can gain this access key and secret key actually from this IAM console, identity and access management service. From here, but we are dealing with this root account, right? So for root account, it can be possible from here. So this is what I had actually created 4 secret keys for my account. I mean this credentials, and I have deleted 3 among them right away. One is active, and what is that? April 22nd I used it. I created it for Glacier service. Okay, maybe on the last class for that I have created, I'll delete this, or I can make it inactive. Okay, now I'll create a new key. Just click here, create a new key. Has been created successfully, and this is how it looks, the access key and secret key. You can download key file here. Pressing on it, the the access key and secret key will get downloaded to your one of the Excel sheet. Here it is. AWS access key ID. This is what the key ID. Secret key ID. This is what the secret key ID. Access key ID is nothing but like a username, and secret key is nothing like a password. Okay. Now go on this service, go at details and search for this vault ARN. This is what this vault ARN, right? Just copy this vault ARN, a unique name given by Amazon Web Services for this vault, and open up your software. Let us assume we'll assign some name for it. AWS test case, storage type K. Let me give you these credentials first. This is secret key. Control V. Access key. Okay. So if you want to see this is additional software he customized according to his wish. So if you want to protect this access key and secret key with additional password, a plain text password, you can protect it. So we added an account. So it is gathering, it is communicating by using this access and secret key with all the services of Amazon Web Services, all the regions of Amazon Web Services, Glacier services, and it is pulling up the information. It just pulled up the information whether they have any walls created or not. See, from this I can see on Ireland and Tokyo there are some walls. See, test case vault and Tokyo creation on the last AWS class, and this class at Ireland I created a vault AWS test case, right? So it pulled that information. So let us upload some files. So you can see the progress of the uploading. The file size is 10 MB and the speed, the status. So you're uploading this file from here, from my PC to this Amazon test space there on that vault. From here you can pass, stop or fail these actions. So this is not about, this is about one file. If you want to upload multiple files, you can upload these multiple files. You can create their folders and you can deal with their properties of the file and the logs. When it is uploaded, the system logs are on this, the vault logs. For every query, it will make a log. See, loading task from the task from getting values list from US. It got all the values list from different region. That's the reason after getting it listed outside AWS test case one like that. Next it is uploading it will upload the files like that. It will create logs for every action what it performs. So we have uploaded 10.88 MB of file with Amazon Web Services Glacier, and while retrieving it, see, it's not like for this 10 MB it took not more than 1 minute, right? For downloading it, for archiving this data from the AWS Glacier to our on-premises, it takes nearly 4 hours for each file and minimum of 4 hours. Depending upon the size of archive, the time varies. Because here it's like scenario, if you allocate unlimited download speed to you, what you'll do, you'll download so that his data center's bandwidth will get consumed and he is charging nothing for that, right? For that reason, he gave the archive speed a limit, and you can perform this archival operations for updates for every 24 hours. It's not, I want now, I cannot get the details of it. You cannot download it. After you raise a request, it takes 4 hours to get download, and every archive that you upload will get replicated on these details here each and every after 24 hours. See, he'll perform after 24 hours every day. Every day he'll perform a single check how much data the customer has uploaded to this vault and what is the size, like the details you can see here on daily basis. That's the reason I was saying. See, here we use only backup files that we retrieve rarely, infrequent access data files. This is not for frequent data. This is not for web servers. The storage is not for web servers or database servers or object. Those are all different scenarios where you'll access the data frequently with thousands and thousands of queries performing with on that hard disk or on the storage part. But here you perform a very rare scenarios until unless some disaster happened to your ongoing site, you'll pull the data. So it is not like, okay, I had a vault, I uploaded some data. If I want to download delete this data, it is not possible from this web console until unless there is data on that vault. Delete vault. Are you sure want to delete vault? Yes, delete vault. Error deleting vault. Because we did some recent changes on it. And for deleting that vault, first we have to delete the data on that vault. And after deleting the data, you cannot immediately delete this vault. Again, the system information has to update it on this detail page. For that, it takes 24 hours. We don't know on the back end at what time he runs that checkup. And he'll update here. After updating here, then we can delete that vault. Creating vault is possible at any time. For deleting vault, there is a procedure. First, you have to delete the archives in the vault, and then later the information has to be updated, and it will get, for each update it takes 24 hours. On 24 hours a day basis, he'll perform one check. After getting the details here on these details, if you see that check is happened or not, inventory last update. From here you can see and you can delete that vault. So let me delete this archive, or we can call it as container something. Delete it. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes. So it's deleted because it doesn't, the system status doesn't get ఏమంటారు checked its status. So if you want to download, see, let us assume అదే ఒక ఫైల్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలి, అప్లోడ్ చేస్తే డిలీట్ చేయడం ఫాస్ట్ అయింది. యాక్షన్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలనుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, అప్లోడ్ ఫైల్స్. I'll upload the same file. My internet speed is very slow here. Okay, I had file uploaded there and I want to download it. Click download. So here he's asking two options he's providing. Request all files immediate download. For the fastest request, he's saying he'll cost you $0.02, and he's saying that it takes 4 hours, a minimum. And no, that is what the default retrieval rate he provides you. Or if you want to go with customized retrieval rate, you can go with customized retrieval rate. So it's like you are limiting your retrieval under you're limiting your download speed, such as saying that it the retrieval rate should be 10 MB per hour. Or you can go for 100 MB per hour, you can go for 1000 MB per hour, or you can specify this much. So confirm data retrieval. Where to store that? This PC, desktop. So it is failed for retrieving the data. What might be the reason? So, okay, the request went successful. Please select the files you request and please wait for 4 to 5 hours. So after 4 to 5 hours, you can see that it is in here. It will get download. So there is a problem with it. That is something related to policy. Failed policy enforced exception. Initiate job request denied by current data retrieval policy. So we'll see what we haven't uploaded that policy. Where is that? This is what Glacier. This is what permissions. Edit policy document. Add a permission. Allow everybody all Glacier actions. Apply permission. Save. Okay. Now we'll write. Start all. So I think we have to log this policy. Create vault log policy. Add a permission. Okay. Okay. This is what the his for this vault log also is providing this ID. Now we'll see. Start all. Cancel all. So we'll make another download. Confirm retrieval. Okay. Current user retrieval. So what is telling? Policy enforced exception. Initiated job request denied by current data retrieval policy. This is not user something data retrieval policy. So it has to be corrected from here only. What we are missing? We gave the full permissions. Okay. We even logged it. So even though we created a old black policy, it is saying that it's still in progress. Complete vault lock. So okay, we have to acknowledge here. To complete the vault lock process, you will need to lock ID that you obtained after initiating the vault lock. If you have lost the lock ID, you will need to delete the vault lock and start over. Acknowledge that. Enter the 24 character lock ID. Where is the 24 PAINT? Paint. Control V. This is what the 24 character. I took the screenshot. Let me enter this number. Anything missing out? RPH or yes. Okay. Okay. So okay, so then the policy got locked. See, it is like, let me say, explain you. So after creating this vault, hello guys, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
So after creating this vault, what we do, we have to specify the policy for it, whom, what the action should have, what access or not on that users. So we specified, we given all actions to all users who have the access on this vault, particular vault, and we, after that, he created a ID, a unique ID for this vault. It's like after that, what you'll do, you have to log this. It's like you have to log this vault so that you cannot modify later these policies what you have edited while creating, after creating this policy. So here the permissions, we call it as policies. No, you cannot modify it because you created a vault lock. Delete policy. Are you sure want to delete? Yes. You cannot set a vault policies to manage. I deleted it, not deleted it. Okay. So after creating this vault lock policy, a policy is no longer and cannot be changed. What is that policy? This is about permissions. This is what the policy is. Like we created a policy, right? Everybody under this vault lock only we created a policy saying that everybody should have access on all the services. So permission is something restricted to user based, sorry, the file based, and vault lock policy is something restricted to user based. Now let us see whether it is performing or not. We'll read on this. Start all the pending tasks. And delete it. Cancel all. Download. Okay. So again it is failing. So guys, we will not extend this class. It's been already late. So let me sort it out this issue and I'll come back to you on this issue tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Kartik.
So I hope you got that concept of what is this purpose of Glacier and why we build these vaults. What is the concept of vault, the archives, and how we upload the file, the uploads, and we had some issues with this policy lock. So let me sort it out and I'll come back and resolve these things, these action things on tomorrow class. Okay. Any doubts on this till now?
Yeah.
On the concept, not on the functionality purpose prospective side and the conceptual prospective side. I was not talking about the implementation side. We had, yes, we have stuck at implementation side. I'll work out this and I'll resolve this by on tomorrow class. Okay. So I was asking the doubts on functionality and conceptual side. Do you have any doubts on this, guys?
No, Kartik.
Okay. So it's been already observed that 9:56. It's been an 1.5 hour. So we'll end this class for today, and we'll continue the same concept, the remaining part of the concept on the tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
until then, you also go through this documentation. I'll also go through this documentation. Whether I have stuck with any of the concepts I have missed with this. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Okay. That's it for today class. I'll end the session. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kartik.